Hello, my name is Emily Beard, and this is my presentation for Animal Science 313, Exercise Physiology of Animals. My presentation is about the effects of heat dissipation with blanketing and showering in horses after intense exercise. What is heat dissipation? Heat dissipation is the process of allowing the body to become cooler and to lower the overall body temperature of the horse. There are many methods of cooling down horses after exercise, such as blanketing, bathing or sponging, wet towels, or hot walking. Today, I am going to focus on blanketing and bathing. An article was found within the Equine Veterinary Journal that was published June 12, 2014 by scientists Hartman, Connison, and Dahlborn at the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences. They performed a study to help determine the effectiveness of heat dissipation when horses were either blanketed or showered after intense exercise. This study that they did was used by using 6 standardbred geldings, and they tested them throughout a course of 3 days. A little bit about the standardbred breed. The standardbred breed is known for the abilities of trotting, also known as pacing, for a mile within a harness. This is pictured in the top picture. The breed average stands about 15 to 16 hands tall. And although they resemble the thoroughbred breed, these horses are heavy-boned, have long and flat muscles, and have been known to be extremely durable. The 6 geldings in the study were split into 3 separate cool-down groups. One of the groups was only being showered after exercise. The second group was showered and blanketed after exercise. The third was not being showered or blanketed after exercise. Their exercise routine consisted of a 20-minute of intense trotting, then preceded by a 5-minute cool-down walk. The rectal temperatures, skin temperatures, respiration rates, and heart rates were recorded for each gelding during different intervals within the course of the study. The study intervals at which the recordings were taken are as of the following. They were taken before the exercise while the horses were still in their stalls, after being harnessed into the carts, after a 5-minute walk as a warm-up, during stops of 4 sequences between periods of low and high intensity trotting or pacing, after a 5-minute walk again as a cool down, and then standing in the cross ties. They were also recorded after blanketing or showering or neither. And finally, at the end, at 15 to 30-minute intervals while the horses were recovering in their stalls, up to 1 hour after the initial exercise. The findings of this study, after all the collection of the data, it was found that the horses who were showered after the exercise had the most efficient way of cooling the body temperature. The horses who were blanketed after exercise didn't show heat dissipation at all, but rather an increase in skin temperature. This is because the blanket did not allow the heat to escape and actually trapped the heat underneath, causing the skin temperature to increase. The horses who weren't showered or blanketed at all had this heat dissipation, but at a much slower rate than those who were only showered. The respiratory rate, rectal temperature, and heart rate did not show any variable change between the treatment of horses. There was a study from the American Journal of Veterinary Research performed by scientists Kahn, Hinchcliffe, and McKeever from the Department of Veterinary Clinical Sciences at Ohio State, who had a similar idea about the heat dissipation in horses. What they wanted to study, though, was the effects of bathing horses in cold water and how it affects the heat dissipation if it had any deleterious effects on the health of the horse. What they took was 5 physically fit thoroughbred mares who are similar to the standardbred horses, and they were exercised in a hot and humid conditioned room, then bathed with cold water afterwards. What the study found was that actively cooling the horses down with cold water is a very effective way to facilitate the heat dissipation. This is in favor of the study of the standardbred horses in that it proves that bathing horses after intense exercise does allow for heat dissipation to evaporate faster. They also found that there were no deleterious effects of using cold water versus any other temperature of water while bathing the horses. So in conclusion, horses don't have the ability to pant like dogs to cool their body temperature. The horse uses thermoregulation by heat dissipation, as pictured in the top picture. As you can see, evaporation from all over the body is one of the main ways a horse is able to regulate its body temperature. The most effective way to cool a horse down that is overheated or has been exercised intensely is to shower the horse with water. Cold water has been known to cool down the horse faster, but any water for any bath will do. This allows the water to cool down the external body of the horse and allows for heat dissipation faster. Towels or blankets being placed over the horse's back does not allow for heat dissipation at all, and in fact traps the heat and makes the horse's skin hotter. These are my sources, and thank you for listening.